Hey guys, it's been a long time since I made a video like this, I know. Anyway, today we're going to be learning how to create a working house. Now I'm working on a game called The Bean Dream. Go check it out on my group. My group is a Cool Kids Roll, and I do not know how to spell roll, so I made it R-O-L-L. Sorry. Alright, let's start off with the door. Okay? So what we should do first is we should probably put in a part. Alright? And so with your part, what I want you to do is I want you to scale this to a good size, the smallest size you can. Now I want you to move it up. And I want you to shrink it down the small size you can. Now if you have a character you made yourself, like I did, then you should use that so that you can measure how far you want the door. Alright, so I'm going to need to make this a little smaller because that is too big. Alright, that seems like a good size. Maybe a little bigger. Alright, now it's time to change this. I want you to change the color to a brown, like a brown you'd see wood. Make sure you stay selected and go to Material Manager. It should be next to UI and it should be on Home. Right next to UI. So like right. Now there's wood planks and there's wood. Select wood. And what I want you to do is you see that circle with the mouse on it at the very top right corner? That's just applying to the selected parts. I want you to click it and your part will become that wood. Now what I want you to do, you can delete your character. What I want you to do is you can change back. Now, actually, what color do you want your door to be? So, I want my door to be a white. Oh god. A white. And so I'm going to put in a part. And so what you're going to do is you're going to size this. Sorry, you actually need this guy again. So, oops. You want to see how wide this is. And it shouldn't be too wide, but it shouldn't be too small wide. So what we're going to do is we're going to scale this down to a very narrow enough so it's like looking like a door. Because if you're going to a door in Roblox games, usually it's just big enough for it to fit you. Alright, now let's make this taller. Now that we have that, we can finally delete our guy, and we can... Now, what you're supposed to do to this part right here is right-click it, and then press duplicate, Control D. Now you can move this out, and you can put it right here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually duplicate this again, and then I'm going to make it smaller, and now I'm going to move it up. And you see that? Now we're going to make it over this wood plank right here. And then we're going to make it go over this wood plank. Now what we're going to do not group it quite yet. Go to the inside part. Let's see if there's any good materials though, shall we? Maybe smooth plastic. Alright, that works. or no. Okay, so wood looks the best on it, so I'm going to use wood. And when you go here, you should have properties open. So you're going to go and scroll down until you see can collide, and you're going to untick that. Don't do anything else. Don't forget to save your file. Alright, now I did that, I want you to scroll it all through, and I want you to group it. Now, I'm not going to spawn myself back there, so I'm just going to quickly go to workspace and just way to make a spawn is just to plus on workspace and put spawn location. Alright, now when I join I should be over here, yes. And now you can see we can walk through it, and then this part is actually not able to walk through it. So that's the door part. Now, onto the walls. Now that we have our door, now let's create the walls. First, we can make the wall whatever color we want. I'm just going to stay with the color I have, and then I'll put it apart. Alright, so first of all, I'm just going to look at the color, and I'm going to, material, sorry. I'm going to look into the material, and I'm going to find a good little concrete work. Well, we could try limestone. That's a common style, I think. Or I'm just like seeing the wrong house in my picture. No, this isn't the right material. This is kind of hard. It's gotta be slate. Oh my god. Well, it's hard to find the right one, but you can scroll through there for the whole time. You don't have to pick everything I pick, like the colors and such, but you can like look for what fits best for you. Alright, now I'm going to scale this down, unless you want a different design. And let's make this is not going to stay like that, but just for now, so we can line it up easily, let's do that. Okay. That actually does look kind of foamy, but at the same time it looks kind of like that hard rock, you know. Alright, well anyway, back to what we're doing. We can do that, or we can try to make it like a cozy house. And so then I can kind of... This depends on the design if you want it even or not. But this looking even, we want to make sure that this is a good even, or it's going to be very obvious later. Alright, now, don't forget to save your file. And now, we can try to duplicate it again, I guess. And we can rotate it. It's all about duplicating, because that's easy. Don't just drag it like the select. Actually use the move and the scale, okay? Now I'm going to actually scale this again. And looking too big for the type of house I want. I want a small, cozy house. I'm going to do that. And I'm going to duplicate this. Unless you want like an extra room back here. Like you want the layout of a... like, for example, you want like a layout. You can also use R like this. Oh, and by the way, don't make it go outside like this. Another way to do it is to put it inside just by doing this. Or you can do this. But anyway, we're not aiming for that. Well, I'm not aiming for that. And since we don't have anything back here, we're going to have to duplicate this. And we can use R, or we can use rotate. And, well, see? Worked. Now, before we even scale up, don't think about doing that at all. Let's go to the Material Manager, and let's use the same thing. We're going to use slate. And now we're going to scale it down. This is where you actually start getting a picture of what it's going to be like. And now we can actually go up a little, and then we can just keep doing that. But make sure it matches when you bring it all the way up. And make sure you have everything done before you group it, because you're going to group it. I mean, you can always ungroup it, but like, who wants to do that? Alright. Oh. Alright. Now that we got that, I'm going to have to figure out how to make the house. Ceiling. I'm going to put in a part. I'm going to make this brown. A different brown, though. And then I'm going to rotate this very weirdly. Alright. Oh, no. Let's move this tool a little. And then let's scale it up. Don't scale it up too high. But now, let's duplicate this. Let's rotate this. Let's move it. Alright, and now alright, make sure it's a little bit in there. And oh my god, don't forget to anchor all of this. Don't forget to anchor. Do not. After we group it, we are anchoring it, because the ceiling needs to be anchored. So I'm going to anchor the ceiling. Don't forget to anchor any of these, okay? Anchoring is the one main thing that will break your game if you don't have it. It's looking good so far, but we're going to make it better. And I bet you can already see what it's going to look like. You can anchor this. That's already anchored. That's already anchored. So now all we have to do, let's just, okay. I have to grow this a little. So I'm going to scale it so that it has both side corners. And that means this is uneven. So I'm going to do that for here. Good. Now, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I'm going to make another part. It's going to go here, and I'm going to rotate this down. Alright. It's actually going perfectly. Now let's scale it. So now we are going to scale this to make it look even. Alright, now that doesn't look exact because it's floating, it's levitating. That's not really good. I'm going to move it down. And to make this even, this does not look even, so I'm going to try to scale it. Alright. So now, that does. Now, don't forget to save your file. Let's create this part. And don't forget to anchor this. This is the one thing that needs to be anchored the most. That's anchored. That's anchored. That's anchored. First of all, let's just see if this worked. Yes, it actually did. You can see, but inside that's not very beautiful design. But we're gonna change that soon, because we can add like a roof over our head. Like a second roof, and an attic maybe. I'm wondering if I should make windows, and there's a glass. So I'm going to actually add a part. Actually, I'm gonna duplicate this because it doesn't seem the color is the same. And then I'm going to make this shrink. We want to stay with the same amount as how much it was shrunken. This part, is weird. I think what I'm gonna do I'm gonna have to leave a little space there. I think we're gonna have to do strip by strip. I'm gonna move this up. I'm going to shrink this. Now I'm going to get this. I'm gonna make it go up. I'm gonna shrink it. There seems to be a space opening that can be part of the design. Now this whole thing we're gonna actually group here and we're gonna put back here because we do not want to like keep doing the design on and on because nobody wants to do that. And I can tell. And now this just makes scripting feel very non-hard, doesn't it? With all the things you can do with this tool. And all the things you have to do with this tool. Now that we have that, alright. Now that we have that, let's group it. And then we can duplicate that. To make sure this is anchored, that means this is anchored. Alright, we have the whole ceiling done. Let's test it out. See that? That's a ceiling. Cozy cabin. I'm gonna be adding the chimney, I think. Anyway, yeah. I don't know if we made it too small. Now we're gonna work a little bit in the inside. What I mean is a ceiling over here so that we won't have to see the ugly top. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a part with, what color is this? I don't even remember. Hold on, let me test this out. Last time I tried colors, it pooped me out because I couldn't even remember the colors. I'm gonna put this in, and we're gonna change the color. Was it this brown? Yes, it was. Alright. I'm gonna go inside, and we're gonna go right here. Let's just rotate this, because it thinks I'm still wanting it diagonal. Good. Maybe move it up a little. Alright. Perfect. Now, I'm gonna scale it. Oh god. Not that far. But that far. And don't forget to anchor this or the whole roof will fall down on you. Let's test it out. Don't forget to save all the time. You do not know what will happen. Looks like it works. Let's see. It does. That's awesome. Alright. Looks like you can actually put your head in there. But like who's trying? It's fine. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's a cozy cabin. Who's gonna be jumping around in that thing? Alright, so now we could make a wall out here. This is all a test. It's too much of the same color, so I'm gonna make it, no, not that color. Maybe, no. And inside, that color, yes. And then let's change the material. You don't have to do this. So wood. Let's see what it would look like wood. Let's see what it would look like wood plank. Wood. The best option. Alright, so now that we have that, let's just duplicate that. And don't forget to anchor it. I made the mistake of duplicating it before I anchored it, because if you anchor it and then duplicate it, it adds the same, it's anchored. It's also anchored, so. Actually, they're both anchored. No, they're not. Now they're both anchored. And now that we have that, I don't know how weird this is going to be, but we're going to have to do some things. For this side, it's going to be way different than this side. There's always going to be that side with the door. So, we'll shrink this down just for size for now. And now let's rotate. Actually, let's make this small enough as we estimate. And then you can scale this a little smaller. Don't forget to save. And now, this is why we had a clean ceiling so that we could have an even thing to line it up on. Now let's move it back. Move it right. Alright. Let's scale it a little. Now let's duplicate, because this is what's the good advantage of a copy back here. The same exact thing will come on this side. And they're all anchored because I took a piece out of here. Now we can just... let's just change the material to wood. And we'll be set. Just go over here. Let's flatten this out. And that should be anchored. Let's test this out. But oh wait, we cannot forget this part. This is looking sick. Let's fix that. Okay, this has to go out a little. Alright. Let's test it. Look at that sick house. Now, yep. All of it works. Like if you want a 2-floored. Now I was thinking, what if we made a chimney? Are they the same color? And don't mistake duplicate with copy, because that would be a lot harder. A duplicate is a faster way of copy. Otherwise, if you're copying, it's a good way to do that when you're trying to put it into another game, I guess. Alright. And then we can, there's a such thing as negate, but I'm not too well at that. So I'm just gonna put this up here. We're gonna make it black. There we go. See? That is awesome. Is there like a particle? There is. Please tell me. Anyway, this looks like a sick house. We can try the inside another time. But for now, we're making the outside of this house. I have no idea how to make the inside yet. But if you want to see that, then like this video and ask me in the comments. If you want to see more houses or a neighborhood or even 2-story house or even a work office, just request anything. Thank you for watching. This took a long time. And before we even do anything, make sure every single thing is collected here. Oh, we need to fix that. Hold on. Just a few fixing, because you'll find that needed. Now let's do this again. No, we're not getting all the way down there. That's selected. Everything seems selected. So we are going to group it. Nope. Gonna go back and we're gonna try this again. Group it. We got it. And oh my god, we accidentally got We accidentally got the spawn. So we're gonna have to go back, sorry. You don't want the spawn, okay? Alright, let's just delete the spawn. We're not gonna group it. Yeah, we're gonna have to fix that again. Don't forget to save. And now, I'm gonna group it. And we did it. We made it. Let's just anchor the whole house. And we made a house. And one thing we forgot was a floor. That's funny. I totally forgot the floor. So, stop grouping, stop grouping. You can put that thing back. Of course, we're gonna have to do that again. Alright. So to make this true, we need to make a floor. We're gonna have to make a dump floor. Down here it goes. Make the color whatever color you want. I'll put this though. Actually, no. Aha. Make it as small as you can. This might get in the way of the door. So I'm gonna kinda, you see that stud right there? That's perfect. Right, material manager. What if we used wood planks? Exactly. There we go. There we go. That's awesome. Let's just anchor this. Because it will literally break the whole thing if it isn't. And now for real. Let's test it out. So we go in. Yep. Here we are. Inside this small cozy cabin. Now back to what I was saying before. If you want more things like this, or want more add-on to this, or an inside, or a neighborhood, or to make this a 2-story house, just ask me in the comments and like this video if this video helped you. Subscribe for more content like this. And well, see ya. Bye. I almost forgot. Don't forget to group it.